Hey guys, it's Gianna here with another episode of Illogical Digressions, episode 4 in fact. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but I got into a car accident 2 years ago, this November, where I almost died. I broke my neck, C2 in my neck, my shoulder, all the ribs on the left side except one. My lungs collapsed. I had to get a tracheostomy, which is when they stick a tube down your throat. Um, so I used to have like this sausage-looking thing on my throat, and then a doctor removed it and made it into this cute little scar down there. So anyway, the story about my accident just got more crazy. What had happened was just after my accident occurred, a combat army medic was happening by with his friend Danny Lopez, and the two decided to turn around, I think because of Danny, and anyway, he cradled my neck and carried me out of the car, and cradling my neck in case I had a neck injury, which I did. So I really feel indebted to this man, whose name is Raphael, and the fact of the matter is that the archangel, not even in quotes, just the archangel that sees over, we'll put quotes there, sees over the part of the year that I was born, is Archangel Raphael, who is the archangel of medics and travelers. And I was a traveler at the time. He's a combat army medic. He just sent me the coolest thing that I will ever receive in my life. This was on his flight jacket in Iraq recently. And he just sent me a letter with it, dated on the 1st of the year, 2012, and it says, I'm also sending you a patch from the unit I was in while in Iraq. This was worn on my flight uniform, and trying to acquire another one was going to take an act of Congress, literally. So I hope you enjoy. I do, and I will, and I am just extremely touched by that. It's the coolest thing I own, the greatest thing, and Death's angels, like, I mean, come on, man. And also another piece of news is McCarysburgen Road. McCarysburgen Road, they sold out of that in the winery. So there's my news, and now I'm going to read something. I don't know what this is. Alright, I have this notebook called Prosatry, and it seems that I wrote like one thing in the beginning of each of these 5 sections. I'm not quite sure if that's the truth, but I see it for every section there's like one thing written. And I believe this was done on the plane to Costa Rica. It's dated August 13th, 2007. I think I wrote all these then. And this is in the section called whatever that is. The entrance door to the seatbelt bar is a silver beast with "lift" written plainly over its handle. I pulled lightly, and the interlocking door slid open and presented a chair to me, which I took, allowing snakes to constrain me and carry me cautiously to where I could consume my fill. Safety first is the theme, and I swear no cock has tangoed raw in that foolproof club, nor a knee scraped from a heel break fall on the dance floor. As you can imagine, there's no smoking, and one wears wristbands that detect when enough has been enough. I know it's all hypocritical bullshit, but I've never had to so much as stand up to nab a woman. And isn't that the American dream? Alright, and that is something that I wrote in 2007. And reading it through for the first time, I'd have to read it over a couple times to tell you exactly what it meant there. This is in a section called Purely Prosetical Streams of Consciousness. Good times. Alright. 8/13/2007. Excuse me is a phrase I use often, as my ex often uses me, and I can't get my kids to stop eye-fucking the television screen. Some commercials invite convulsions, busty ad whores hold robot cocks and say, "Ladies, forget about your men." They're busty though, and little Jordan says he'll kill me if the spermanitarian 520 Deluxe isn't his before Christmas this year. My ex has made him a vicious wretch, and I say, "Excuse me, Jordan," before I walk to my room and order the thing that will extinct him outside of exploitive chains, naked and forced to fuck on platforms, in gaudy bars, and well-paying private homes. There's another one in this section. From up this high, cities look like shattered wine glasses in the mud, and you look incapable of withstanding the pressure of collapsing piers, stunned and glassy for all of eternity. Secretly, some gather a militia of streetwise warriors and release the suburbs from a chokehold of no choice. Soldiers smoking blunts on cliffs and laughing about the flaming shopping cart, pissing where they lay, laying while they fuck, fucking while they piss. From down this low, the cops have no shame and littler sense of justice, but the kids, whose voice carried the grunt of a political whisper, find firepower enough to force a shrill scream from partisan throats. Quote, I definitely smell bacon, end quote. Let's see if I've got any other ones in here. Back to the war. Well, this is really weird that these are war. Back to the war. August 13th, 2007. Aslo saw her last November. Holy shit, that's fucked up. November is the month that I got into my accident. But I wouldn't get into that accident until 2 years after this was written. So it's very strange. Aslo saw her last November when she injured her back, and he inked her cast with care. She held her hair to the side as he wrote things she would never see, like how he dreamed some nights about ejaculating on her neck so that his semen trailed down her spinal cord, and how he wondered if next time he would dream of it soaking into her bandage. She smiled as he scribbled and asked what he wrote, and he said the war. Said, quote, the war, end quote. She told him that war was spineless, and he answered that this war would come with hopeless children struggling to live, but he would bring them back alive before she even got out of bed, and she believed him, and he kept his word. That is, I can't even explain how strange I find that section. I mean, it's just obvious, like, the injury to the back of someone writing about war, about the fact that I just today received this from the war, the fact that I didn't know what I would be reading. I just grabbed this notebook that I haven't looked at, honestly, since I wrote these things in 2007. So the last section I'll read is the first from the notebook, called Advice and Observational Conclusions. This is the only one, I guess. Cold-Blooded Submarine Advisory Board is the first one, again written on August 13, 2007. Get 2 grand from the loan shark if you want to see some starfish. They'll be stuffing their largemouth bass with trout a care in the world, spreading caviar and jellyfish on lobster while damning the angelfish and scratching at their crabs. Tell the grinning clownfish that his last flick was a fluke. Wail it loud for all to hear, and don't wait around for the stingray. There's no porpoise to pay back those borrowed clams, as it's drowned if you do and drowned if you don't. Avoid all killer whales, orca, consider yourself flayed. Just mount a nearby seahorse, light a seaweed blunt, and see yourself out to Atlantis to escape your anemones. Don't be a sea slug about it. Just hammerhead on your way without a moment to krill. And with that, I come to the end of Illogical Digressions, Episode 4. This has been your narrator, Gianna Volpe, signing off. Over and out.